One of the things that you need to get really good at this rank, especially in Ascent, is learning how to play Boathouse. You can just clutch out rounds easily just by choosing and picking when to take fights. Boathouse is arguably the most powerful position on any set map. Boathouse, when played with a teammate, is super powerful in any kind of number of situations because of what we talked about before with the crossfire. So if you have a partner, you can hear that marshy sound, this marshy sound. They make that same sound when they drop down from this position right over here. So if you go down here, there's that marshy sound I'm listening for. That's your cue to swing off. So what I'm talking about is this angle here, you're standing here watching this, and your teammate is right there crouching right on the same line like this. And you're guarding yourself from this area so you don't have to take fights from it. You're not exposed when you're coming out and they're out in this position. The only time you peek that is when you hear the marshy sound and you guys just double crossfire from this position right here. Something that you can adapt right away to your premier team. It'll win you rounds and clutches all the friggin' time. Now, Boathouse on its own is super powerful in that there's two angles that you could be swinging out on. So obviously this one into the lane and this one onto the stairs. But you also can swing out from this side if you wanted to, and even work this area right here. So you have like almost 4 options of where you could be fighting from altogether, right? So it's a 1 of 4 guess, and you're able to easily defend based on what you hear and your sound cues and all that good stuff. Here's a couple of things that I will not do in Boathouse. I will not peek this angle. Why? Because it's the freebie angle to get them off the hook. Think of it like this. If I'm them and I'm going in, what kind of fights do I want to take? I want to take this straight up fight right here. I don't want to come to this point and expose myself to this, when I'm coming out and then have you swing me at this particular point in time. I want you to swing me here. I always say the path to victory is through the eyes of the opponent. So what that means is, if I'm right here and I put myself into this position, I can easily take someone who is going to come around the corner, clear this spot right here, and then have to put their crosshair over here. This is the point in time where I want to fight them, okay? It's a multi-prong angle, if you will. Now, the same thing happens with this angle here. You can use this one here as well with a partner, or use something along this line to be able to work with this guy right here. But regardless, this spot here is not the fight that you want to take, okay? This one's okay because there's multiple angles. I'm totally fine with that. And then this angle right here, without exposing myself, is my favorite angle to fight from as well. You can easily throw smokes around the space to be able to create one-ways and fights different angles like this sort of thing. So when they're coming down the stairs, you can easily fight them as they're coming through and make it very easy for yourself to be able to fight them without them having any chance of seeing you as well. So there's lots of little things that you can do with that. I also like to, as Omen, put smokes in general positions, and I can make easy fake sounds to be able to repeat angles again. So let's say I take a fight like this and I have a smoke out, I can make this sound effect, and then I go back into it and fight again. They're not going to expect me there because sometimes they're going to be like, oh, he's got to be in this spot now, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do with Omen in this position, but never peek this angle straight on because there's really no need to unless you have multiple people peeking at the same time. This fight here on this line is more than enough, and this is where they're going to have to go and clear everything with their crosshair placements all the way around. The other thing that's really important about playing Boathouse is understanding your spam spots. This entire wall right over here is spammable, and what I like to do is, we'll just use the map key for right now. I like to line this little guy right here up with the entrance to market, and this is the whole point I was going to make on this. The amount of times I've gotten kills supporting teammates through this period and this spot, just tapping at the entrance to the doorway, is astronomical. I've killed so many people going down this pathing because they always run it down like this. This person's gonna get absolutely annihilated from this area. Other things that I've done as well is I've hit spots like this or hit spots like this. Where does this go to? This goes directly to this corner where they walk down this area here. So you can spam so many good kills through this spot, especially if you have Odins or Guardians, things like that. It's maximal damage. Another one that I like to do is this spam spot over here, and all this could be accessible by just peeking out from this spot right here. And what does this do? It hits the logs drop down. So as soon as my teammates are going in to fight a log person who will come through here, normally their pathing will be like this. They'll drop down like that, and they'll come into this spot. I can spam them through there, through all looking at the mini map. I can even pull up my map key and just start aiming through the map key if I wanted to, and just keep fighting people like that. But using my mini map, I'm spamming all these spots. From here, I can spam the entrance to mark it again just from lining it up, right? Same idea, okay? And people sleep on this shit. You have so much power from this back spot, and as soon as you start getting pressured and they got this area, you just fall back into boathouse, and you can do the same thing from those angles as well. So learning where to spam is also a very, very key important part to this game. Key important part to defending the B-bomb site on the post plant.